Alright, so you want to travel. You want to travel to Kenya. First things first, I'm the realist. Nah, I'm playing. Shout out to the sweet lady who supplied me with these toothpicks. You know who you are. Alright, this is going to be my second take on this video. Okay, so you want to travel to Kenya right now during the pandemic, COVID-19, etc., etc. So I got a couple of tips and tricks, not really tricks, but tips and advice for you to make it pretty cheap and on a budget while it's worth the while. So first things first, okay, for this, you're gonna have to be the personality type that's like what we call a minimalist, where you don't need too much to thrive and survive and be happy, most important. There is this program I found through a YouTube video a couple months back. It is called Woofing, woofing.com. Now woofing, it stands for Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you sign up for this website, it is $20 US to sign up. You make an account and your account should last you for like a year or so. The $20 is little to nothing. So once you do that, you go on the website, you're gonna see a list of like pretty much 80 to 90% of the world in all its countries on the website. And in each country, there are people who have there's people who are the host and they have farms. Now, they have the farms on whatever land they acquire, their houses, stuff like that. And for example, you'll find a host and they could have, say, a kale farm. With the kale farm, they would need like help or whatever. They'll need help like weeding or planting more kale. So they want people from around the world to come and help them and join them. You don't get paid for this work once you go there. Instead of getting paid physical money in cash, they give you a place to sleep and food to eat. And it's gonna be their local food. That sounds pretty awesome to me. Like, you're going somewhere, I'm right, you're not gonna have a fancy hotel, stuff like that. That's why I said you gotta be a minimalist. You gotta be someone who's like, you know, flexible. You could pretty much go through any situation, but it's up to you. If you wanna travel or not, the cheap way, this is just a good idea. Through woofing, like help people on farms, and you're not just gonna be sitting there slaving. They're gonna show you around their places, teach you their culture. You guys can exchange languages, you know, make friends, you know. And you won't, most of the time, you won't be the only one. There's usually other woofers there. In my situation, I was the only one with the family I was staying with. But the situation could vary from place to place. But for the most part, it's a great opportunity and way to travel. Like, I wish I knew about this sooner. I mean, not really, I'm only 21. Another step, obviously, you're gonna have to save up some money. Now, this could come from however you get your bag. It could be from your 9-to-5 job, whatever. Just have good amounts of money saved up. You don't need much, and I'll make it into Then you're gonna wanna purchase your plane ticket. Now, plane ticket prices vary. They vary from like whatever time you buy it during the day of the week. Like, for example, you don't want to buy a plane ticket on a Friday because that's when everyone is like, you know, pretty much free and they're trying to book tickets to go places. You're gonna want to buy a plane ticket, like, I learned this from my mom. You're gonna want to buy a plane ticket like, say, 4 a.m. on a Wednesday or a Monday. That's when people are like, not like, the whole continent is pretty much asleep at that time. You know what I mean? So that's when you want to look it up, because the airlines, they watch how much you've been searching and stuff like that. So if you've been searching a particular place a lot, the price is gonna rise. So you want to put your Google on indigo mode and search it at like 4 a.m. at night. That's how you get the cheapest rates for plane tickets. Personally, my plane ticket to Kenya was $608 US. I went from New Jersey to Kenya, and it was a two-way flight. And on my flight there and back, I had a layover in Frankfurt, Germany. There's a plane passing right now. There's gonna be a lot of noise in the background. I live in another step. You're gonna have to get a COVID test. Now, depending on where you go in the world, the requirements are very different. They change a lot. For Kenya in particular, which is what this video is about, you need to have a PCR test. The PCR test is where they take like it's something like, what's that thing you put in your ear? I forgot what it's called, but it's the thing you put in your ear to take out earwax. But they put something similar looking to that, and they like put it up your nose, and it's, oh my god, it's so uncomfortable. But yeah, you have to do that. And a very important note, to go to Kenya, you have to get your PCR test 96 hours prior to your departure. To be on the safe side, I would do it 72 hours. So you go to your local hospital, some airports do it, you get your test, just make sure it's within that 96 hour frame. Personally, I missed the flight because when I took my test, it was right over. It was like 97 or 98 hours, and I could not get on my flight, and I had to basically rebook my ticket and go 3 days later. So yeah, make sure your PCR test is done 96 hours. Not 97, not 98, 96. Be on the safe side, 72. Another step, yeah, you wanna be like a minimalist, like, especially if you're going through the woofing thing. Don't carry too much. You don't need too much. It also depends on like how long you're staying. You could be going a week, 2 weeks. If you're going 2 weeks, you don't really need like a giant suitcase with your whole life in it. Just, you know, clothes, deodorant, shampoos, stuff like that. Whatever you personally need. You know what I mean? So yeah, you don't need to carry too much. Another important tip, have an open heart, guys. Have a open heart. One love, one heart, man, for real. I can't break it down anymore, like, because, all right, this should be for wherever you go in the world. You want to go there and be ready to take on and learn new ways of life, see how these people live, get to see things through their eyes, like see things through their eyes, you know, like try to be like relatable, because life over there in the east side of the world is very different from here in the west, like America. Like, this is going back to why I say you should be a minimalist, because in certain places they don't have fancy showers, laundry detergents, like I said laundry detergents, like washing machines and stuff like that. Like every meal that's cooked in most places, like in the countryside where I was at, they're cooking meals from like stone and sticks, like as raw as it could get. I was taking showers and baths like in lakes, stuff like that. So if you're like like I don't want to do that type of person, then this is not for you. You're gonna end up spending more money because you're gonna have to go to a fancy hotel to have the things you have in the West. But if you're a minimalist and you're adaptable and you don't need these things, you're good. It might take some getting used to, because their culture is different in a lot of aspects, but like I say, with an open heart, you can go through anything. Don't have no expectations. This is going right back to what I said earlier about them not having things that we have in the West. So yeah, don't go with expectations. Don't expect anything from anyone. Just be in a present mind state and just, like, you know, just have your experience, enjoy it. Don't have expectations. Respect their culture. Respect people's culture. I know you could find a lot of things weird, but don't judge people because they're quote unquote weird. Actually, I don't even like using weird. People are just different. Like, a lot of things we do in America is very strange to them, and a lot of things they do, just strange to us too. So, you know, just respect their culture as they respect you. You don't treat people the way, it's cliche, but treat people the way you want to be treated. Prepare for the hot East African sun. It is no joke. You see me, I am sun-kissed, melanated, and I still caught sunburn when I was out there, like all over my shoulders. It kind of went away because I've been back in America for about 2 weeks now, so it went away. But before, the sun is crazy, so yeah, just be aware of that. Like, yeah. So you should know your own body. If you know you need sunscreen and stuff like that, go ahead. I don't recommend it, especially if you're one of color. You know, our melanin is our sunscreen. Even if it gets wrinkly sometimes, it's still protecting you from a lot of dangerous things you cannot see with your 2 eyes. It get cool, but for the most part, I think I touched pretty much everything. I mean, as far as like side money, you really don't need much. Like personally, I went there with about $450. I should have had more, but a situation happened where I had to sacrifice a lot, so I had about $400, and I was there for 2 whole weeks. October, I think 15th, all the way, October 14th, all the way to November 1st. And I was good. And I mean, I pretty much went broke at the end, but that was my fault. I spent a little too much money on things I shouldn't have. But you gotta know your limitations. I'm pretty sure you'll have more than I had. But even if you don't, like, you'll be good. Just, even if you feel like you're not gonna have enough, just keep the positivity in your mind and in here, and the Most High will assist you in a way, like make sure you're good and safe, because I can't tell you how many family members thought I was about to get kidnapped or a bunch of craziness, and I was completely fine. Like, I felt so at home there. Big shout out to Ada and Ben for showing me around and letting me stay at your place. Like, you guys are wonderful people. Wonderful people. You guys know. So yeah, if you found the video helpful, I'd appreciate a nice positive comment or whatever you think. A like, subscribe. I'm almost at 300 subscribers, finally. But yeah, that's about it. One love, one heart. Peace.